Hello, it's such a lovely afternoon, Sunday afternoon. I thought I'd pop on and say hello and read you a bit of my story. What else have I got? Oh, Tommy came round for a cup of tea yesterday. Tommy's my great-grandson, and we had a lovely time, and he did some washing up. So I took a little film of him washing up. And what else have I got? Oh, we went out this morning for our walk there and back. I must admit I had to really be strict with myself because it's chilly. I mean, it's beautiful, you can see by the sunshine, and there is warmth in that sun, but I think it's about 5 to 7 degrees, and there's a wind blowing. Well, there was this morning, but when we got out there, of course, it was absolutely lovely. The sea was roaring, and it was just lovely. So we did our there and back walk. So I took a few little films of that. I'm sorry you've seen it so often before, but well, that's my life. So that's what it is. So if you'd like to join me, please do. So it's time for my crafting table. I'll show you what's on here, what I'm working on, and what I finished. The Peter Rabbit quilt, that's been parcelled up, and Lois is just calling for that now, so that's good. That's cleared a space here. And what shall I start with? Okay, I'm knitting the fairy bouquet. So here we are, here's the front. I'll stand up. Oh, I've got my scarf on. I'll take my scarf off. There we are. See if I can get back here. So that's that. So now I've got to do the 2 sleeves with that pattern. So that's my to-do. Coming along nicely. I think it'd be nice. Nice and light for the summer. So that's one thing on my crafting table. And then I said I'd show you some wool that I bought from Loop. And I went for, you know, what they call pucker mill from the border mill. And there are little bits of, well, you can see where it's been spun, and it's picked up little bits of unspun wool in it. So if you don't like that sort of thing, don't even consider it. It's called North Coast Tweed, Pure Shetland 4-ply yarn. Inspired by Scotland's far north coast, the border mill. I got it at Loop, and I think you can only buy 100 grams online. I think so, but Loop said that they supply them with 50 grams, which is rather nice, because I think I bought 5, and that saves you quite a lot of wool when you can buy it in 50 grams, doesn't it? Pure Shetland wool, hand wash only. And I think this will bloom. That's the colour, blue. But in that light, can you see that there if I take it away from the light? It's hard online, isn't it? But it is I suppose it's a steel blue. I like it, and I think as I wash it, it's going to what they call bloom. I think that the dressing, if you like, from the wool will be washed away, and it will gradually get softer. It almost looks a bit cotton-like, but no, it's pure Shetland 4-ply wool, and I bought it in 2 colours. There we are. Because the pattern I'm going to knit is by Kate Davies. You can buy her wool on her website, but I wanted to see the wool, I wanted to feel it, and so I've gone for this. Some of you may know what that says, I don't. So that's one on my to-do. And then the next one that I bought at Loop was another 4-ply. I wish I'd bought double knitting, but I saw the pattern. Oh, this is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, this is quite, not coarse, but you can tell it needs to soften up, if you like, when it's washed. You know, it'll bloom. But this is soft already. This is Isagar. Oh, I'd buy this again. It's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. And it's 100% wool, 50 grams, 275 meters, hand wash, of course, Highland wool. And can you see the colors in that? It's very pretty. It's very pretty. And I chose to knit this in it, Truly Myrtle, and it's called Kate. They had the pattern at Loop, and I do see her patterns online, but I really like this cardie. I want some cardies, and I really like this with the design down the front. Plain knitting here, but you have to start up here. It's all new for me this, so yeah, that's what I'm going to be knitting that in. Can you see the colour? It's a pale, pretty blue. It's hard to see. We'll see what happens when it comes out, but that's what that's going to be. And then, of course, a viewer said, oh, I'm knitting this pattern, and I'm using this wool, and I wanted it straight away. I did buy the pattern, and it will be knitted. In fact, I really would love to buy the pattern now, because it's one of those patterns you can knit without thinking. And at the minute, I haven't got anything without thinking knitting, but I'm not going to buy it until I've got a little way along with these, because I want to start these. I just need my thinking cap on. Of course, if this was started at the bottom and worked in pieces, I wouldn't have any thinking cap to put on. But I do, done the other way. So there we are. That's what I bought. So that's what I got from Loop. I wanted to just show you this. I have this hanging on my wardrobe door. I said to my friend Kay, we had a chat a couple of times ago, didn't we? She came to visit. And one day I said to her, how small can you do it? How small can you crochet? And I don't know if you can get and see how small she crocheted, but she did me an owl. And honestly, you know, that's only half the size of my finger. She's always up for a game, Kay. And then she did me this one, same pattern. It must be the smallest. This is honestly only just as big as my finger. Can you see? Got little feet. He's so cute. But I didn't want to misplace him, you know. So he's with his chum. Such attention for detail. Amigurumi in the true sense, I think. I didn't want to lose them, so they're kept together in a little bag on my wardrobe door. You can see I hang them. I thought I'd show you those. All in together, girls. Whoopsie. And so I'll show you the quilt. Here it is. I won't show you the label. It's got a label on it, but you know it's a present, and they haven't got it yet, obviously. So it's Strawberry Thief on the back, if you can see that. Yes, it's quite a large design of. I've taken a photo, and I'll show you that on the photo. And this is the quilt. Here it is. As you saw, I did it with circles on each one. There's nothing like seeing it for real, but I'll put the photo up. Very pretty. And I hope the person who's going to have this likes it. I really do. That's the edging. I kept the quilting quite simple because there's so much. Oh, there's Mrs. Tiggy. Yeah, Mrs. Tiggy. There's so much on the fabric. It speaks for itself, doesn't it? There we go. And that's the bottom. So I'll put a photo up here so that you can see it all done. And that's my crafting table for this week. 2 new cardigans to knit. I can take my time anytime. I'll just plod along on those. I've got my jumper to finish, the 2 sleeves. Again, I shan't hurry, but I'm looking forward to starting them all. And then, what am I quilting? Of course, with the other 2 quilts needed to be done, this one has got not forgotten, but obviously it's waiting to be done. And this is a long-term project, so this is on here. I shall be doing that just slowly as we go. Do you remember that? I'm sure you do. My William Morris. It was time for another wedding in the family. I was the only bridesmaid to Anne. You know, my Aunt Anne in Ireland. I've mentioned her plenty of times before. I won't say it, if you're a regular viewer. Anyway, it was time for another wedding in the family. I was the only bridesmaid to Anne. I was 11 and she was 21. We went off together to Losner's, a wedding shop at Manor House, in London, that is. It was jam-packed with wedding dresses, and I was allowed to choose my own bridesmaid's dress. It was lemon, and the skirt stuck out like a ballerina's tutu. I had white kid court shoes, which had small holes punched into the leather to make them not only look attractive, but dreamboats to wear. I'd put my hair in rollers, and I think I was allowed a little makeup, but best of all, no white socks. This was my first venture with stockings. A suspender belt was purchased, and I carefully slid the silky stockings up my legs and hooked them safely. I remember thinking to myself, I wonder if people realise that I've got stockings on. How different from my last experience as bridesmaid. I felt so grown up and thoroughly enjoyed the day. I had little heels on my shoes, about that big. I was stunned when I saw Anne. Her dress was very full, and to me she looked the epitome of a young girl's imagined bride. It was a shame the dresses were hired, because I would have loved to keep my dress as a memento of a wonderful day. Reading this, I'm making a connection because I chose lavender for my bridesmaid's dress too. Not lavender, lemon. I chose lemon for my bridesmaid's dress, when I got married. I wonder if there's a connection there, feeling so special as that bridesmaid. Anne's future husband, Peter, was an Irishman, and Mum and Dad put him up for a few weeks before the wedding. They went to Pangbourne for their honeymoon, and I wrote them a letter, even getting a reply. Afterwards, they came to stay with us for a while. She soon found a flat near me, a short distance, and I often visited her there and tidied round, pretending I was grown up and the flat was mine. I also felt now that she was married, things wouldn't be the same for us, and I think there was an unconscious sadness around that. The age difference seemed enormous at this point as well. We'd been so friendly, you know, when I was 9 and she was 19. I don't know, it just felt right. But now she's married and I was 11, 12, you know, 13, and that's a big difference. We'd found another dentist, a Mr. Bulkley, who practiced from his house in Ullswater Road. At least it didn't smell so bad and the atmosphere wasn't so frightening. You remember that other dentist in Tottenham I went to as a little girl? Oh, the smell of gas was absolutely tremendous. Anyway, I needed to have 4 teeth out ready for a brace, which, by the way, I often left in its case. This is something I regret, and I wish someone had told me that when I grew up, I would love to have straight teeth, and the brace was the only thing that would achieve that for me. I might have listened, but I doubt it. The trouble was I just thought about the day in hand, and that day I didn't want to look awful. I always said tomorrow. I'll start wearing it tomorrow. I kept the 4 teeth in a pot for quite a while, and after they'd come out, Dad said he'd never seen anyone with such a white face as I had that day. Dad's way of making you feel better was to do something. Come on, get your coat on. We'll go down the record shop. That'll cheer you up, he said. If Dad said something, even if you didn't feel up to it, you did it because his enthusiasm was so infectious. Off we went down Fox Lane and parked in the high road. What's in the top 10? Dad asked the girl behind the counter. We were shown a list, and I read down. Adam Faith's What Do You Want? Cliff Richard's Living Doll, Matt Monroe. Before I had time to decide, I heard Dad say, "We'll take them all." "All 10? The girl said incredulously. We drove home, Dad feeling happy he had helped me feel better, giggling at the girl's response. He always loved to shock my dad. And me feeling washed out and amazed that I now owned the whole top 10 for that week. Dad worked from home at this time. He was setting up his business in our front bedroom. This must have been hard on Mum, having people coming and going all day. Mum did the office work, and I often came home from school to see Mum doing the wages on the kitchen table. All this didn't affect me, as it was lovely to have everyone home and busy, but Mum's nerves took a bit of a tumble, and she had a short spell in hospital. Anne and Peter came to stay to look after things, and I remember playing my record collection over and over. Well, it's all I had, wasn't it? I was only young, about 12. After about the 3rd time of playing My Mother's Eyes by Acker Bilk, I remember Peter, or Paddy as we used to call him, saying he'd heard these and had any others. Unfortunately, no. That was the sum total of my record collection at the time. It was my top 10 or nothing. Yeah, so there we are, some more memories down memory lane. So this is off the crafting table now. I packed it up, ready, it's going this afternoon. So many people love it. I know that they've purchased it. And must admit, both my girls have said, "Mum, we need one in our lives." So another 2 have to be made. But this is going off for new baby, Tommy's cousin. Water?
More stinky thing.
Oh, is that one dry? Is this one drying?
Yeah.
Turn it up the other way and then all the water will drip out.
That will do it?
No, there's like this one. You put it upside down and then the water will drain out. That's it. Turn the tap off because the sink will get too full.
The tap.
Good. Right off, both taps, turn them off. That's it. Now give that a good clean, what's in there. We want it all clean, don't we?
We do.
We do. Are you a good washer-upper?
I am.
You're good.
That's all done. That's all done then.
That's it. Now gently put it over on the side. Very thorough. So what's this about you mustn't touch raw chicken?
No.
You mustn't touch it?
No.
Okay.
Because that's raw chicken.
Raw chicken, yes.
Yeah, you couldn't touch it.
And then what words can you say when you're grown up then?
Say adult words.
Adult words. Right. I wonder what they are. I wonder what adult words are.
They call not for me.
Not for you, righty-ho. Mummy says so, does she? Oh, you've got your hand in? That's very nice and clean now, isn't it?
Yeah. Can you give me more stuff, please?
And look at you now, how big you are.
Let me get in.
You're going to say hello to everybody on Chinwag? You're going to say hello?
No.
Oh, all right then.
My bubbly hands.
Oh, bubbly, bubbly. I'll see if I can get... Oh, is that a magpie?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a jay out there a minute ago. You know all your birds, don't you? Daddy's taught you them. Oh, there's the jay, look. That's it. How? What fun. That's the greatest spotted, is it?
It's doing.
Did you hear it, Jill? Look.
Drilling on the tree. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and I'll see you next time. So until then, you take care. Bye.